city of San Francisco. They did it. Reparations, they voted on reparations, and San Francisco says, yes, we owe black people reparations, and we're going to honor it. Let's put it on the books.
To a story we've been following for several years. Reparations for black San Franciscans are back on the table.
And today, the San Francisco Board of Supervisors passed a measure that would create a fund designed to help black people who have been harmed by past city laws, including redlining.
Y'all about to get some more free money, San Fran black people. Y'all about to get some free money. Listen, y'all getting the best out of the system over there. Y'all getting all the money. Y'all draining it. Y'all draining every last dollar that those rich celebrities who are forced now to go to the UK, like Ellen DeGeneres, you guys are going to drain their pockets. Don't think it's going to be the tech, because the tech people are already leaving.
From the 1950s through the 70s.
ABC 7 News political reporter Monica Madden is digging into the story for us. Monica, how much money would be added into this fund?
Dan and Alma, that's the kicker here. As things stand right now, the city is not appropriating a cent towards this reparations fund.
Hold on. There's no money. Also, you're not putting any money in. You're just talking about a fund, and you put the fund together. Who's supposed to contribute the money to the fund then? Is it going to be taxpayers? Is it going to be taxpayers? Who going to do it? Is Gavin Newsom going to drop some money in there?
Might have made it easier to get the board's full support when the city is in a financial deficit. But
if y'all in a financial deficit, y'all need to be getting money to pay y'all bills and stop trying to pay these people. You think by giving money to them is going to help bring you out of your financial issue? I don't know. California's been backwards, man, since the hippie days, bro. I know what people say. California's still been backwards since the hippie days. I know Reagan was governor over there at one time. California has still been backwards since the hippie days. That's why they can do this.
Reporters say at the least this sets up the framework for actual funding in the future.
I think it means repair.
As a descendant of slaves, James Taylor has long advocated for reparations.
My own hands have touched my grandfather's hands, and my grandfather touched his grandfather's hands, and that was a slave. So think about
y'all. Yeah, this is still the thing. We still have PhD, highly educated black people that's still on a soapbox of this, and I have a feeling about it. Let me tell you, I have an idea when it comes to reparations. I don't say it's one of those conversations where whenever you say, hey, black people shouldn't get reparations, we need to move on, we do have people bringing it up concerning the Jews, saying the Jews got reparations from Germany. That's Germany. We do get that. We have also the conversation, I think, about Pearl Harbor and how it was bombed, and during that period of time fighting the Japanese, we had Japanese Americans that were put into concentration camps, and they got reparations from the United States government. Okay. The biggest challenge is that all you Negroes that are here, you can't track I said it right. I didn't say that. You can't trace yourself back to whether you came from descendants of slaves or not. So if I gave a check to every black person in this country, let's say a black person in San Francisco, would it collapse the system? Yes, it would. There has to be a better way to pay reparations to black people. If they want to do it, let them get it. But damn, don't put the money in their pocket, bro. I don't need more money in the pocket of people that don't already manage their money correctly anyway, and then they get on stream and they cry that they were scammed by the next guru. They cry about it. Oh, you scammed me. Because you don't even know how to financially manage what you have. I've always been a proponent, if you're going to give back to the African American population, making up 15% of America, and then you're going to say it's these black indigenous people, or they're not indigenous, black people that were born here as slaves. Some of them are already mixed with the indigenous people that were here. Your give back needs to be more specific. It should be more empowering through education in opposed to giving through free. Like, because the key thing is, if you, and I'm not talking about college education, bro. That's not it. That's not the winner. How about making a free program for financial education? What about some type of financial education program that's put in place to something like that? It's got to be more than just, I just want to give niggas money. It's got to be more. And smart PhD, player hating, degree having people like Mr. James Taylor over here, and I don't know James Taylor from a can of nuts, okay? That's true. But one thing I do know, when you sit back and you just make a full-blown argument just to give money away, you call me stupid, you call everybody else stupid, you ignore the lack of financial education that's necessary to even deal with having a large sum of money put in your hands. Case in point, right now, just recently, $1.5 billion was won in a Florida lottery. I'm sitting back thinking, like, most people be like, I wish that was me. I said, oh man, I pray for the soul of that person. I pray for their soul. I pray for their family soul. Because swinging from the chandeliers butt naked is the least that you would actually do with 1.5 billion. And after you paid your taxes and you walk away with your 900 million, it is what is it? Hats off. People die from that amount of money given to them. And we're not even talking about that amount of money. We're talking about people can die from $1 million. Some Negroes will die from having 50,000. Okay, depending on if they have any other addictions and things in there. You got to be smarter than this. They got to be a lot smarter. But when you are led by the highly overeducated people in your society that you would never go to get a PhD in African American studies, who gives a fuck about it? They don't put no bread. Most of the time they broke with that anyway. Those broke PhD programs, unless you're coming out being a doctor of some degree of any necessity. And you look, I'm on my rant, on my soapbox right now, because it is like, it doesn't contribute. But these people tend to be the people where people say, yeah. The black educated elite. Broke black educated elite.
How recent that is, and how economically the empty hands of my grandfather,
The in debt black educated elite,
left me with nothing, because the empty hand of his grandfather, who started in slavery, left him nothing.
Taylor says he's pleased San Francisco is revisiting the issue after the city rejected a controversial proposal to pay a lump sum of $5 million to qualifying black residents in 2023.
This most certainly is different than asking the city.
I'm curious, was that $5 million each? Or just like taking $5 million and just giving them? That means if you got read a comment. If you're for reparations, leave a comment and tell me why. I am 100% open to listening. And I agree, some of these other cultures, they got money from, atrocities being done to them by other governments, and even what the United States did for Native Americans, which I'm not going to ignore and act like it didn't happen. They have special treatment right now, whether you're talking about the casinos or whether you're talking about some of these other government-funded programs. I can see and I can understand that. You're like, okay, we took your home from you. We took the land. We conquered you. You lost to us with your bow and arrow. We're going to treat you with respect and still make a place for you in this government, and we're going to make sure your taxes. I think that's fair. So to do something for people you dragged over the water over here to work in an economic, okay, cool. But I need you to understand slavery has been around way before black people got put in the chains. Can we now have the Egyptians give reparations in their culture back to the Israelites? Can we do that?
Congratulations. Well
Can we
done.
do that? They dragged them there, right? They were there and they kept them there and they enslaved them. Can they get some reparations back from them? What about the Muslims that ran into, the Arabs that ran into sub-Saharan Africa and enslaved people either by the sword or by conversion. Can we get some reparations from them also?
Congratulations. Well done.
Can we? Because slavery initially was based on an economic need of the South, of the country, for manual labor, forced manual labor. I'm never going to come back against that. I've been able to trace my family lineage all the way to Augusta, Georgia, where one brother got on a boat to go back to Africa, to Liberia, and one brother stayed in the United States in Augusta, okay, with the last name Tubman. And what Gibson. Those were my line, the Gibsons, the Tubmans, and people like that. So I can say that. I can get it. I can understand. But come on, guys. Come on, bring it back. Bring it back. Because the issue of the color didn't come into play until you look at it. Black people were free. They were doing great. T.I. had a stupid statement. When was Black America ever great again? Black America was great in the 20s, the 30s, the 40s. Black America was booming. Most of the black men were in homes. I think it was 8 out of 10 black families had black men living there. We had doctors coming up, lawyers coming up, towns sprouting up, businesses blowing up. That's when America was great. Again, that's when black people were contributing to the American fabric and infrastructure. They were separated, segregated, but guess what? They were still there and living and contributing and paying their tax to the country that dragged them over. The ones who wanted to go back home went back home. So when I sit back and I look at this, and if anything, I think there should be something put in place. Is giving a lump sum of money to them the right thing? Hell no. Hell no. Hell no.
To pony up dollars to support reparations recommendations.
Supervisor Shaman Walton's ordinance merely sets up the fund to receive money either appropriated by the city or privately donated.
It's going to take some time. We got to build a pot and then, of course, come up with the criteria in terms of how we're going to prioritize.
Hold it, run that back. Say it again. Privately donated?
Take some time. We got to build a pot.
No. Let me go back to that real quick. You said privately?
Appropriated by the city or privately donated.
It's going to take some time.
So they going after some private money too. Boy. You guys love it. Y'all going after private money too. So this is a okie doke, in my opinion. We call it okie doke growing up. You hit with the banana in the tailpipe. The banana in the tailpipe is when I tell you, yeah, I agree with reparations. Let's make a fund for it. And them jokers go and they make the fund. I don't know how hard it is to do that. $150. I don't know. To make the fund. You call Betty down at San Francisco legislation at the Capitol. Betty, we want to make a fund. She writes out the fund. Here, it'll be ready when you get here. But you don't put any money in it? Oh, God. You guys, if you get took by this, you deserve to get your ass whipped. I'm telling you, you deserve everything that's coming from you if you believe that this is like the play. You just deserve it, yo. Think about it. They just hitting you with an okay. They voted against the $5 million in 2023. Now they said, yeah, we'll put a fund in place, but let's slow motion this real quick. Let's slow motion. It's funny. They vote faster to put marijuana into legal play than it is to take care. Oh, we love you, black people. We love. Dude, it is a play. You cannot turn around and be dependent on this system to make you what you dream you're going to be. Because when you do that, you become one or two things: a slave to the system or a politician.
Congratulations. Well done.
Because they depend on the system to make them millions like Nancy Pelosi. Come on, guys. If you don't think that this is an okie doke, a banana in a tailpipe cap, yo, then you get what you get. And like you don't pitch a fit. I tell my kids, you get what you get. and you don't pitch a
San
fit.
Francisco has approved reparations for black people. A city that never had black slaves, and a state that never had black slaves. According to the bill, they will provide restitution, compensation, and rehabilitation to individuals who are black and or descendants of chattel enslaved person and have experienced a proven harm in San Francisco. That's a lot of requirements. I wonder if they're going to be using the
A proven harm in San Francisco.
drop rule. Anyways, if you live in San Francisco, you better get your ancestry checked. Last I heard, it was going to be up to $5 million.
Get your ancestry checked. Because I know for a fact, there's some black people. It's crazy. What about the white people that were enslaved? Y'all know it was white people that were slaves, right? So what do we do now when we have black people who are descended from slave owners in Cali? Because California didn't have any slaves. Y'all didn't have any slaves out there. Y'all had the gold rush. Like, Negroes were going west to make money, like to work in the gold mines. That's to make money. Anyway, I'm wondering, how do we distinguish between the freed slaves and the black people that had slaves? Because there were Negroes that had slaves. Matter of fact, in the South, one of the biggest slave plantations were a black man. Go do your research. Go do your research. You say, Leon, you're lying. Go do it. We had several black slave owners in the South. Several black slave owners who paid money to the Confederacy to fight against those people up north, and they even sent their sons into battle on the Confederate side. Yes, do your research. So how do we distinguish between the descendants of chattel, what they call it, right? How do we distinguish between them and if you're a descendant from a black slave owner? Because I was gonna say, y'all might be some of our black billionaires might be descended from black slave owners. Puffy could have been descended from a black slave owner. The way that joker be rolling, the way he could have. Who knows? Who knows? He definitely had he definitely has the characteristics of that. Tons of money, trafficking, and beating. I'm not gonna say that. Beating them up. You know what I'm saying? I get too much in this. But it's there. It's there. So how do we distinguish between it? I'm curious to see what California's going to do. They much smarter than the rest of us. And all I got to say to you, California, is
congratulations. Well done.
You're smarter than the rest of us. I mean, I'm with you guys. Y'all did legalize cannabis, okay, and make it good for recreational use, along with medical study. I would say that's the best two things in Cali. I would say that. And I don't even smoke cannabis recreational. That's still the best thing. Well, not the cannabis version, but let's move on to the next story because I'm giving away too much. Hey guys, like, subscribe, follow for more content. You got words, you got an idea, you want to share it, let me know. Leave a comment below because I might be crazy. I might not know what I'm doing. You're right, I might be completely off my rockers. I could be off my rockers with this. I might be wrong. All right.